Hello and welcome. This is Joe, MTL Vintage Cards. This is the second game that we will be streaming for May 6, 1959. I won't spoil it for the first game that I streamed between the Washington Senators and the Chicago White Sox. Another exciting game, beginner's luck, lots of great games. This game will feature the 12-8 Baltimore Orioles against the 9-10 Cleveland Indians. Let's get to the starting lineups right away. For the Orioles, Willie Tasby will lead off playing center. Bob Boyd will play at first. Batting third will be Bob Neiman. The cleanup hitter is Gene Woodling. He'll play right field. Billy Klaus will bat fifth and play third. Joe Ginsberg will do the catching and bat sixth. Billy Gardner will bat seventh and play second base. Willie Miranda will be the shortstop. And the pitcher will be Milt Pappas. Milt Pappas had a one-hitter this year so far. For Cleveland and manager Joe Gordon, leading off is the great Jimmy Pearsall. He'll play center. Vic Power will bat second. And Minnie Minoso, the left fielder, will bat third. He's among the leaders in a few categories in the American League. Batting fourth is Rocky Colavito. He'll play right. Russ Nixon will do the catching and bat sixth. George Strickland will be the shortstop and bat seventh. Woody Held will bat seventh and play third. Billy Martin, yes, that Billy Martin, will bat eighth and play second base. And the pitcher is Gary Bell. On the season, this is Gary Bell's fifth game. He has an 0-3 record with a 5.44 ERA, and he'll face Willie Tasby, batting .228 with 1 home run and 6 RBIs. The pitch to Tasby is a ground ball to Woody Held for out number 1. Batting second, Bob Boyd. Boyd on the season, batting .215 with 1 home run and 3 RBIs. And Held will hit a ground ball to third again. Boyd will hit a ground ball to Held for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down for Bob Neiman. Neiman on the season is hitting .205 with no home runs and 4 RBIs. The roll is, and that'll be a fly ball to Minnie Minoso, sinking liner, and Minoso makes the shoestring catch for out number 3. The homestanding Cleveland Indians will face Milt Pappas. Pappas, this is his third game. He has a 1-1 record with a 4.20 ERA. And he'll face Jimmy Pearsall, batting .206 so far with no home runs and 2 RBIs. And Pearsall hits the ball to short. Willie Miranda is there, and he'll make the play for out number 1. Vic Power, the first baseman. Not much power. No home runs, 3 RBIs, and a .308 batting average. And Power will hit the ball to center field, Willie Tasby, and it gets by him all the way to the wall. It gets stuck at the base of the fence. Rounding second, heading for third is Vic Power, and he's safe with a stand-up triple. A 1-out triple for Vic Power, and into the meat of the order we go with Minnie Minoso. Minoso is on fire. 7 home runs, 19 RBIs, and a .382 batting average. Very early in the season, but a triple crown kind of a start. Infield will play back, but the Orioles will give up the out, the run for the out. And give up a run for the out, and that is a ground ball to short. Sure enough, Willie Miranda grabs it over to first. Over to first. Minoso is out, gets an RBI, his 20th as a season, And the Indians jump off to a quick 1-0 lead for Rocky Colavito. 5 home runs, 16 RBIs, and a .303 batting average. And Colavito will single past Klaus. A 2-out single for Colavito, which brings up the catcher Russ Nixon. Nixon is hitting just $1.89, $1.89, 1 home run, and 3 RBIs. And Nixon will hit the ball to Boyd, who ranges to his right, covering his Pappas, makes the play for out number 3. Top of the second with the Indians up 1-0. No, it's not Billy Klaus, it's Gene Woodling, the hitter. Gene Woodling. And Woodling on the season, .229 with 1 home run, 5 RBIs, off to a slow start. And Woodling hits the ball to Strickland over to first for out number 1. Billy Klaus is the hitter. Klaus, .310, no home runs, 2 RBIs. That's ball 1 to Klaus. And Klaus hits it to Vic Power. He'll take it to the bag himself for out number 2. 5 in a row so far for Gary Bell. For the catcher, Joe Ginsberg. Joe Ginsberg has just 4 at-bats. He's 2 for 4. And Ginsberg will hit the ball to left field. Minoso is there, and that's out number 3. To the bottom of the second, 1-0 Cleveland. George Strickland. And Strickland is hitting .246, 1 home run, and 6 RBIs. And Strickland will hit the ball to left. Bob Neiman is there for out number 1. Woody Held is the batter. Held hitting .275, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs. And Held will hit the ball first. Bob Boyd has it, takes it to the bag himself for the second out of the inning, bringing up Billy Martin, .171, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. And Pappas deals, and Martin strikes out for out number 3. To the top of the third, Cleveland 1, Baltimore 0. Billy Gardner, the second baseman. Gardner on the season hitting .214 with no home runs and 9 RBIs. And Gardner will pop it up. Shortstop, George Strickland puts the squeeze on it for out number 1. Willie Miranda is the next hitter. On the season, Miranda is hitting .111, 2 for 18. That's ball 1. And Miranda strikes out for out number 2. Milt Pappas steps up, and Pappas is hitting .167. And Pappas strikes out for out number 3. That's 9 in a row retired by Gary Bell. Bottom of the third. Look who's up, Gary Bell. 1 for 9 so far this year. That's ball 1. And Bell hits a fly ball to Gene Woodling. Woodling puts the squeeze on the glove for out number 1, bringing us to the top of the order, and Jimmy Pearsall, who's 0 for 1 so far this game. And Pearsall will hit the ball to Bob Neiman. Bob Neiman can't get to it, and it gets by him in the corner. And that's a 1-out double for Jimmy Pearsall. The Indians threaten to score more runs. And Up is Vic Power, who tripled and scored his first time up. And this time, Power will walk. So 2 out, 1 out, 2 on for Minnie Minoso, who knocked in Power's first time up. And Minoso will hit the ball to right field. Is it deep enough to score Jimmy Pearsall? You'll draw the throw, head first slide. He is safe. So that's a fly ball to right. Come on, thank you. Come on, mouse. Thank you. Cooperate. Fly ball to right. Over to third goes Pearsall. There is 2 out with runners at the corners for Rocky Colavito. And Colavito will hit the ball past Miranda for a single. Stopping at second is Vic Power. 2-0, Cleveland. Russ Nixon is up. And Nixon will hit the ball to Boyd. And Boyd can't get to it. And that's an infield hit. The bases are loaded for George Strickland, who hit a fly ball to Bob Neiman his first time up. And Strickland will strike out. Cleveland scores another run, but leave the bases loaded. To the top of the 4th we go. Didn't word it. There we go. To the top of the 4th we go, with the Cleveland leading 2-0, and it's the top of the order. Willie Tasby will fly ball. Pearsall is there all day long. He has it for out number 1. For Bob Boyd. Boyd is also over 1. And Boyd will hit the ball to the right fielder into the gap. Splits Pearsall and Colavito. Colavito picks it up. And Boyd trots into second for a double and breaks up the no-hitter and the perfect game for Gary Bell. All right. Runner in scoring position with 1 out for Bob Neiman. And Neiman will hit the ball to third. Woody holds Boyd at second for out number 2. Gene Woodling is up. Woodling will strike out for out number 3. Turned out that double did not hurt Gary Bell. Bottom of the 4th, Cleveland up 2-0 for Woody Held. And Held will hit the ball to Bob Neiman. Easy play, out number 1. Billy Martin is up. And Martin, who struck out his first time up, Billy Martin will strike out his second time up. That clears the way for Gary Bell. And Bell will hit a ball to Billy Gardner. The slick fielder makes the play, and out number 3. Top of the 5th in a quick-moving game. And most of them, if they're not slugfest, are quick-moving games in this format. And they're designed hopefully to keep the interest and keep the game moving, and people like me that are nerds for stats and hitting streaks and one-hitters and look to see the life cycle of a season and how it fares statistically compared to real life. So Billy Klaus is up, and Billy Klaus will line it to Vic Power for the first out of the inning. Joe Ginsberg, the catcher, is up, and Ginsberg will strike out for out number 2, and Billy Gardner Billy Gardner will hit the fly ball to Jimmy Pearsall. No problem. He can get those easy ones all day long. Out number 3, bottom of the 5th. Pappas will face the top of the order in Pearsall, Power, and Minoso. And Pearsall strikes out. That's out number 1. Vic Power. And Vic Power will hit the ball to the right fielder, Gene Woodling. Woodling ranges to his left and makes the play for out number 2. For Minnie Minoso. Orestes is his real name, I believe. And Orestes will hit the ball to Bob Neiman. Easy play for him, and that's out number 3. We have a good game here. Moving pretty quickly. Top of the 6th, Baltimore is behind 2-0 for Willie Miranda. And Miranda will hit the ball to the pitcher. Gary Bell has it. Easy play. Jogs halfway between the pitcher's mound and first base. And he underhands it to Vic Power for the first out of the inning. Do we keep Pappas in the game? I think we have to. Pappas is, let's see how many. So Pappas is only faced 21 batters. He's good till 30 until he gets tired. Pappas will stay in. He's a formidable pitcher. He'll stay in. And Pappas grounds it to Woody Helt over to first. Out by a mile is Pappas. Willie Tasby, top of the order. And Tasby will hit the ball to right, just gets by Martin to Rocky Colavito, and a 2-out single for Willie Tasby. Tasby does not get the lead. Bob Boyd. And Boyd will draw a walk. And suddenly the Orioles have something going for Bob Neiman. And Neiman walks. The bases are loaded for arguably the team's best hitter, Gene Woodling. Bases loaded, 2 out. And Woodling hits a single to right. Scoring is Tasby. Scoring is Boyd. And Bob Neiman will hold at second. So 2 runs are in. So this is how we scored. We scored single. Obviously, he scores, and this guy scores. And suddenly, we are tied. A clutch 2-out, 2-run single for Gene Woodling, which brings up Billy Klaus. And Klaus walks. The bases are loaded. From Gary Bell started the game retiring 10 in a row, and now he can't retire anybody to save his life. He'll stay in there. And that ball is hit. Ginsberg hits it deep to left. And that ball is up, and out of here. A grand slam for Joe Ginsberg. Just like that, the Orioles are up 6-2. You're wondering my home run call, up, and out of here. That's a combination. That's from my favorite all-time baseball announcer from the Montreal Expos, Dave Van Horn. He used to say up, and away when the Expos would hit a home run, and out of here when an opponent would hit a home run. So I'm making my call up, and out of here, sort of a nod to Dave Van Horn. Okay, let's get back into the game for Billy Gardner. And Gardner will single. And the beat goes on. Willie Miranda is up. And Miranda will hit a fly ball to Minoso. Minoso has it, and the inning mercifully ends. But not before the Orioles score 6 runs. And wasn't it good that Paul Richards kept Milt Pappas into the game. Rocky Colavito. And Colavito will hit the ball to third. Billy Klaus has it for the first out of the inning. Next batter is Russ Nixon. And Rick Nixon will single right through the box past Pappas into center field. 1 out and 1 on for George Strickland. And Strickland will hit it to Billy Klaus for 1. Over to Gardner. Billy Klaus to Gardner for 1. Over to first for around the horn, inning-ending double play. Now, let's see the situation. Gary Bell is hitting third this inning. And Bell has faced 26 batters. He's good for 31. Let's keep him in for another inning. We'll take him out next inning. So Milt Pappas will strike out for out number 1. Willie Tasby. And Tasby will ground it to Bell. Bell over to first for out number 2. And Bob Boyd. Boyd will hit it, fly ball, to Rocky Colavito. And that's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down, easy inning for Gary Bell. With the game 6-2, it'll be Held, Martin, and a pinch hitter for Gary Bell. Milt Pappas has faced 24 batters. He's good for 30. And Held will hit the ball to the shortstop, Miranda. He has it. He makes the play for out number 1. Billy Martin is the next hitter. And Billy Martin will hit a ground ball, slow roller off the end of his bat to Pappas. Over to first to Bob Boyd for out number 2. Pinch hitting for Gary Bell will be Tito Francona. At some point, Francona is going to make a regular appearances. Look at his batting average, 363, but he's 0 for 10 so far in pinch hitting duties. And Francona will hit the ball to Bob Neiman. Make that 0 for 11 for out number 3. Top of the 8th, new pitcher for the Indians. And the new pitcher will be, let's see who, in those days, starters were relievers and vice versa. We'll bring in Al Seacott. So Seacott on the season, this is his 6th game. 1-0 record, 1 save with a 4.50 ERA. He'll be facing Bob Neiman. And that gets a hit right down the line past Woody Held. Minoso quickly grabs it, throws it over to second, keeping Neiman for a single. And Woodling draws a walk. First 2 runners reach base in the 6th. The pitching woes continue for Cleveland. Billy Klaus. And Klaus hits the ball to short. Over to second for 1. Over to first for 2. 6-4-3 double play. Over to third goes Bob Neiman for Joe Ginsberg. Ginsberg hit the grand slam in the 6th inning, you will recall. And Ginsberg will hit the ball to Pearsall. He's got it. And that's out number 3. To the bottom of the 8th. Milt Pappas. I keep losing track because I'm spoiled because this is such a great simulator. I keep losing track on the batters faced. Okay, so Pappas could face 3 more hitters before he gets tired. And Pappas faces Jimmy Pearsall, and he singles. And Pearsall is up for There's a 4-run lead. There's no chance he'll stealing. And Power will single past Miranda. Holding at second is Pearsall for Minnie Minoso. And that's a rare play. Let's look at the rare play chart. Well, if there's one thing that this game is lacking, well, that's probably me, because the rare plays, most of them have to do with injuries and ejections, and I do neither in my replay. Okay, slow roller to third, who throws the batter out at first. All other runners advance, check for injury. Okay, so we won't do the injury, but we'll record the out 5-3. So runners on second and third for Colavito. Pappas is officially tired. We're going to continue. And Colavito strikes out. Big strikeout for Pappas. Russ Nixon is the hitter. And Nixon will hit a ball to left field, rattling around in the corner. Scoring is Pearsall. Scoring is Power. Rounding second over to third. The slide safe. A 2-out triple for Russ Nixon. And suddenly it's 6-4. I think RJL keeps saying no lead is safe in inside pitch. And he is so right. That'll do it for Milt Pappas. And the Orioles will bring in Billy Lowe's. Billy Lowe's will be asked to make the final 4 outs of the game. On the season, Billy Lowe's is 1-0 with 2 saves and a 1.38 ERA. And Strickland will hit the ball to third. Billy Klaus has it. And that's out number 3. Not before Cleveland scores 2 runs. To the top of the 9th we go. And it's 6-4. I am looking for a hitting card for Billy Lowe's. Okay, I found it. Okay, Seacott is starting his second inning of work. He'll face Billy Gardner. And Seacott, ground ball. Billy Martin has it for out number 1. Willie Miranda stepping up, and Miranda will hit the ball to Woody Held over to first for out number 2. And Billy Lowe's will stay in. Has he had any at-bats yet? So he's had 1 at-bat. He's 1 for 1. Look at that. And Billy Lowe's will fly out to center for the 3rd out of the inning. Bottom of the 9th we go. Billy Lowe's is good for 7 batters. He has faced 1. He has a ways to go. Woody Held, Billy Martin, and the pitcher spot. Woody Held. And that is a single. Single to center. Tasby picks it up and throws it over to first. Throws it over to the infield. Billy Martin is up. And Martin will hit the ball to the pitcher, who wheels over to Miranda for 1, over to first 2, and that's a 1-6-3 double play. That's a killer for the Cleveland team. They're down to their last out. So, pinch hitter. Even though Hal Narragon is the backup catcher, in situations like this, you'll have to bring in the best you have available on the bench, which isn't much. And Narragon slaps it to Billy Gardner. Over to first, ball game over. In a pretty entertaining game, the Baltimore Orioles 6, Cleveland 4. Baltimore improves to 13-8, and Cleveland falls to 9, and 11. The winning pitcher is Milt Pappas, 2-1. The loser, Gary Bell, he drops to 0-4. The save goes to Billy Lowe's, his third. And the MVP of the game is Joe Ginsburg on the strength of his grand slam in the sixth inning that broke the game wide open. I want to thank you for joining. Please send me comments, like, subscribe. And I'd like to give you a look ahead to Thursday's game. So here are the slate of Thursday's game. Send me your comments, which game you'd like to see of these games, and I'd be happy to play it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.